We're going to let him speak till the end.
You never let him speak?
Are we putting a time limit on you?
You can try.
Try to listen.
Well, but that's a powerful, powerful word. How's that feel, Joe?
It's a special place. There's kind of said everything I had to say in our meeting today, but there's I'm trying to think of which way to go.
Well, that word is that strong.
His
word was that strong that you're struggling to form the gratitude.
Well,
and it's
speaking
okay.
of words,
Take a moment. We'll put you back in meditation on it because we do we have to share. You have to listen. But you don't. When you get to hear that you have, in other words, you have saved my life. He didn't use those words, but that's what he was communicating. You know, that he said, wouldn't be a good dad or granddad and all these things, but, you know, coaching saves lives. There are certain professions, certain jobs that you're actually a lifesaver. You really are a hero. And it's really good when certain people are able to just express how critical you are in your service provision. Because we don't second guess whether our military are lifesavers or if our first responders are lifesavers and heroes. But what about our life coaches? What about our recovery coaches? You know, what about our parents and stuff? And so that was just a powerful word. I wanted to acknowledge that. And he is only one of many. I am one of many. Hopefully what we take away is that coaching in itself, not only just Joe, has the ability to save so many lives. My godfather is here. My other god uncle is here. I think about, as I share my part of how Joe has impacted my life, we saw some of the baton that happened while we were all in it together. And I want to do my best to keep the standard, like meet the mark. But again, like following my godfather, following Dave, I'll do my best to say what happened for me and how Joe has been a lifesaver to me, a hero in my life, for sure. So yeah, Jack sends him in here. I'm sitting right there as a volunteer coordinator. And, you know, I get out of prison 2016, and I'm in a halfway house, and the halfway house says that there's a meditation class over here. And I come in for meditation, and then I find out that there's services and stuff. And so then I become a client, and I start volunteering, and then I was offered a part-time job from one of the executive directors. And I have a master's in nonprofit administration, and I know how nonprofits work, but also, when I got out of prison, I have a bachelor's and master's and 2 felonies. And I like to ask people, what do you think had a greater impact on my employability, my education or my criminal history? It was my criminal history. And so I had to network my way into the opportunities I had, and I was able to network my way, prove through volunteering that I was worth the hire, and became a part-time employee here. And Joe comes in says he's willing to volunteer. And you know, Jack summed it up well to just say things went full circle. How about that? Who would have saw? Who would have known? Who could plan that? Who could see that coming? That someday the tables would turn in such a way that Joe would end up becoming my coach and helping me along my way. Thinking about the number of people he's coached and the number of sessions I've been getting coached by Joe now for almost 5 years. Because January 15th is when I went full-time as a social entrepreneur. And it was also the day that my former employer let me go. So that's how I know. It's just like, when I got let go, I came in and said, Joe, I'm not really concerned that I'm not going to succeed, but I know that this is a drastic shift in my life, and I should make sure that I have consistent coaching support as I go through this transition of from employee to entrepreneur. And so it was right around January 2020 that
Yes.
I asked Joe to be my coach. And 2020 was COVID year, so there's a whole lot of hell going on. And it's just interesting to be a true witness to how, I mean, everything is more than what meets the eye. We joke about it that he's my 5th coach that I've had. I've been getting services since 2016 here. And in some ways, that Joe would be the last person, I believe, that could really be the most help to me in this way. Because we don't look alike. We don't have the same background, all these different things. And, it's such a gift when we can push past our own prejudice and give somebody a shot, give somebody a chance. And after all my coaches that I've had, he's the one who has held me the longest, and he's never fumbled. He's never dropped the ball. Every time I've come, I've been held, I've been cared for, no matter my state of mind, no matter what I've been going through. And there's been some highs and there's been some lows. And this organization as a whole means so much to me just because how it does the same thing. I can come and to face it together in any state and continue to be welcomed, continue to be supported, and continue to be helped. But no one has helped me longer than Joe. Joe has been my longest standing coach, and that says something, and that can't be understated, that you're very capable of doing anything that you set your mind to. Joe has helped me with my confidence. The biggest thing Joe helped me out is with my confidence. He says, Terry, you're the best networker I know. And, when people can see in you what you don't see in yourself, that really helps. And, I don't see myself that way. I just pour my heart out. But when people affirm you, that helped me to keep believing. And so Joe was telling me that a lot. He said, you're the best networker I know. And he also helped me a lot with my authenticity. He just encouraged me to embrace my story, to continue to embrace my story. It's full of scars and mistakes and prison and trauma and really hard things. But he loves stories so much. He knows a good story, and he knows how to keep this one going. When I'm going through some of the hardest things in my life, one of the things that helps me to keep going is he's reminding me that this is adding to the story, and that all of this is going to be helpful to someone else eventually. And that's helpful to hear that when you're dealing with a little piece of hell. Again, whether it be as a parent, I've dealt with some hard things as a parent, hard things as an entrepreneur, and he just believes in me in a way that continues to affirm that I have what it takes to get through it, that every one of these hurdles is adding to the beautiful fabric, and that is my story, and that my story is an absolute gift to the world. And so, Joe, thank you. Thank you for giving me so much confidence, giving me so much compassion, giving me so much grace, so much wisdom. In all the stories, there's always a lesson there. If you listen long enough. Sometimes he takes, not talking about the long way. This guy, he'll take 10 ways to get there. But I've always appreciated that I've never felt put on the spot. That's one of the things I loved about his coaching style. Because some people can really be direct in coaching and call you out technically and say, work on this and work on that. And sometimes that's good. That's what you need sometimes when you got a thick skin and you're all that. But when you get into a form of recovery where it's a little bit more refined and you're further down the road, you don't need as much people picking you apart. You can just sit there and listen to a great storyteller, not talk about you, but talk about an experience or a movie or some type of excursion that then circles back with a lesson that applies to the exact thing that you're going through. And some of those takeaways is, sometimes you got to slow down to speed up. You got to go slow to go fast. Big on balance. Joe told me
B word.
Big B, my big word, big balance, and so many other things. But I will forever be eternally grateful, Joe, for you in my life. And similarly to a Jack and a Dave, welcome to the club. God. Yeah, if you see me around, I make quite a bit of splash in the work that I get to do, but just last night I was celebrating 7 years of sobriety and entrepreneurship, and one thing is I'm not here because of just my ambition, drive, and skill. I'm here because I'm surrounded with people that keep me going when I get tired, sometimes ready to give up, sometimes ready to quit. But guys like Jack, Dave, and Joe are in my corner. Megan, Kristen, been here from the very beginning. I'm always internally grateful for those who keep me going, and I can keep others going too. So thanks again, Joe, and thanks for Race It Together.